Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be sharing with you guys 5 of my top tips for playing EToH. These are my personal top tips that I found to be the most helpful for me playing the game, so by sharing my experiences with you guys, you can learn something and use this advice for your grinds too. Relax and enjoy the video. See you guys in the next one. Peace. This is a super important thing to hammer home, as quite a lot of players won't understand where I'm coming from with this. Raw skill by itself isn't enough to progress through the game. You'll need to build on your consistency, and that should come naturally the more you play the game. You should always be practicing whatever towers you're grinding. It doesn't have to be a long grind session, it just has to be consistent. Say, for example, a half an hour practice session focusing on a specific floor range, or if the tower is short, the whole tower. Consistency and raw skill should be able to go hand in hand, not their own individual things. When they work together in harmony, you'll find it a lot easier to beat towers in the game, especially when you start practicing consistently. This is one of the biggest reasons why players feel demotivated. They set unrealistic goals for themselves once they reach a certain point, and won't focus on a gradual skill progression. A steady and gradual skill progression is super important in my opinion, especially for a beginner. When you start out the game, it's important to understand the basics first and gain experience from the easier towers before moving on to any of the more difficult stuff, because with no foundation, the harder stuff won't have any previous experience to be supported by. By setting actual realistic goals with yourself, you'll find that it's a lot easier to progress through the game and have a much easier time with towers. For example, if you've just beaten your first Remorseless, no matter how many areas you've unlocked, you should try going for another tower of a similar difficulty, to gain a familiarity of towers within that range. Don't immediately go for any soul-crushing towers unless you've started to gain consistency with higher end Remorseless towers. Your life will be much easier that way. This is mega important, especially for later game. I'm not just talking about classic and modern style towers, I'm talking about towers of different lengths and punishment. Some towers will be a lot more lenient than others, some will be a lot more longer than others. This game has such a wide range of towers, and I recommend getting familiar playing towers with all kinds of styles. Some towers will heavily contrast with each other even when they're in the same difficulty. Take Tower of Extreme Dystopia and Tower of Really Nasty Ideas, both located in Zone 1 and of almost the exact same difficulty. The first of the two is very short in length, but its raw difficulty is a lot harder than low Remorseless and is fairly unforgiving with a softlock on floor 8. In stark contrast, EToH is over 30 minutes long, has much easier gameplay and is a lot more forgiving. It's good to have a variety of towers in your skill set so you can prepare for harder towers that will inevitably appear in later game. Always seek for help when you're stuck on a tower. There will almost be a 100% guarantee there is a tower guide on YouTube waiting for you, and I couldn't recommend them more to anybody who is struggling on a tower. Most tower guides provide detailed commentary analysis on how to do specific jumps, which will really help you if you aren't sure what to do. On top of this, don't be afraid to ask people in the EToH Discord server for tips on progression or tower recommendations. Despite some questionable things going on there, 9 times out of 10 there will always be people who will be willing to help you, so don't be afraid to ask. This is a super essential tip to avoid being burnt out. If you start feeling tired and burnt out, just stop playing the tower and go outside for a break, or at least do something that's away from the game for a decent amount of time to clear your mind. When you're tired, your mind will become foggy and playing the tower will just seem like an unnecessary chore. When you feel like you have enough to start playing again, then go for it, but I do not recommend playing when you start to burn out, because that will lead to demotivation and the grind may stop altogether, which isn't what you want. So take breaks, go outside, and come back when you feel like you're ready. This one is already a given, but I'll make this super clear. You should always be patient when you try to build up your skill, because towers are meant to be hard to beat. When you start grinding a new hardest tower, you should always try and stay committed to the tower and be patient through every fail and every mistake. It will suck, but it will be worth it when you finally have your hard work pay off. It's all about practicing consistently and slowly, and over time, no matter how long it takes, you'll get there eventually and you'll be paid your rewards. And yeah, that'll sum up the video for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching until the end. Yeah, just a quick one from me today. Yeah. These tips are catered mainly for beginners, but even if you're a more experienced player, some of these may still apply to you, so I hope it helped. Thank you for watching the video, and see you guys in the next one. Take care and have a good one. Peace.